Ever heard the advice that college is expensive, so just go to a 2-year college and then transfer after 2 years? It sounds good until you look at the numbers. So one study of California community college students who intended to transfer found that 17% of Latinos who wanted to transfer were able to after 7 years. And that is compared to 30% of white students and 41% of Asian students. That's the percentage of students who were able to transfer, who wanted to transfer after 7 years. 7 years of getting credits at a 2-year college. That's longer than it takes for you to go to college and get a law degree. That's because community colleges and transferring is a process full of barriers. You can be placed in coursework that doesn't count as a transferable credit. You can be faced with barriers that have to do with work and school, and you may not have enough time to focus on your schoolwork, and you may need to delay enrollment in that coursework. There are confusing requirements, especially when there are not enough counselors to guide students through the transfer requirements, and there are also data collection gaps where I believe 31 states don't even collect transfer student data. Let's look at the stats. According to a report from Inside Higher Ed, 80% of community college students say that they intend to and want to transfer to a 4-year institution. But in reality, only about a third are able to transfer, and fewer than half of those are able to attain a bachelor's degree. Overall, that means that only 16% of community college students successfully transfer and graduate with a bachelor's degree. And then when we break that down by race, if we look at Latinos or Hispanics, that number is 13% and 9% for Black students. And for the students who are able to transfer, it's not exactly smooth sailing. I've had a number of homies from college actually who went on to become professors and study this. So Jose de Real Viramontes and Veronica Femat, I'm looking at you and your work. And they found that factors like part-time enrollment, financial difficulties, lack of information, and even microaggressions from staff and faculty hinder Latino student success. Once transfer students arrive at the university, they feel isolation and they may experience discrimination. Often they are non-traditional students, older in age than the typical college undergrad. Transfer student microaggressions are things like when a professor is teaching their class and they say, oh, you have to focus. This isn't X city college. You have to actually study here. And that implies that the rigor of the coursework or the abilities of a student who are coming from said community college or city college aren't quite up to par. And this creates a psychological impact. So what does this tell us? It's not that Latino students don't want college degrees. It's that the systems that we move through in order to get there have a bunch of cracks and delays.